Hello everybody, welcome back to Learning Language with Brad, your host. So today, on this one, like I said, we're starting to do some reading in our different languages. Today I'm going to attempt to read a short story in Russian, reading the Cyrillic alphabet. So hopefully this doesn't hit any copyrights, but it's going to be hard pressed to think that the Cyrillic alphabet's going to get a ding for a copyright, but we're going to put it up on the screen. And so if you're watching this and you're a native Russian speaker, don't expect a whole lot. I would put my own capacity at about a second grade level, was what I would say, second to third grade, somewhere in there. So I'm going to attempt to read a whole short story, Pro Ленивую и Радивую. So I don't know what it means. My semantic understanding of Russian is minimal, but I'm just going to try to work again to see if I can read and articulate the sounds. And so some of the diphthongs I definitely don't know, but I'm just going to explore. This is an exploratory video, so I'm just going to be commenting in English. I'm going to try to read in Russian, comment in English just anything about the Russian language or anything that jumps out to me, and just kind of have fun with it. And again, personally working on my reading of the Cyrillic alphabet. And we're probably going to, like I said, this is a series I'm going to do a lot more of. So I don't have enough semantic basis to really comment on what is being written, but that is the story we're reading is Pro Ленивую и Радивую. And that is on Dady Online. So don't even really know what we're reading, but let's have some fun with it. So we start off. Були у старенька со старухой две дочери, старшая и минуту. So like the at the end of a sentence, I'm not exactly sure. Minut, assuming it's minute. Без дела не посидит, и за что не возьмется. Все у нее ладно выходит. So that to the not sure. Again, like I said, it's going to be slow, and I'm going to just do the best I can. And I'm going to comment on, like, as an English speaker, learning the Cyrillic alphabet, the stuff that jumps out at me. So that выходит. It's interesting. Всякое дело спорится, а меньшая дочь была ленивица. Ничего делать не хотела к тому же спесивая была неприветливая, что не станет делать все с неохотой. So again, if you're an English speaker, that C letter represents S, but it's with. Like anytime you'd say with something, you just kind of phonetically put the S sound in front of it. So I'm not sure how to carry that over to the N sound, like the sneohotoi. Da koi kak. I prozvali v narode. And the little B symbol, it's the V sound, and it's with. No, it's in. It's in. V is in. I'm messing it up. This is with. V is in, I think. Yes. Vnarode. Starshuyu. Another interesting thing, the little Y character is U, and then the H-O connected thing is U. So it's interesting to me, again, when there'll be more precise or interesting words, but a lot of time, I'll point it out when I get there, but it's really similar to like the enye in Spanish to me, where it's like you have ya, the backwards R symbol, but if it's in a word, you don't really get that Y sound. So in the same way you go from enye and ya and you in Cyrillic, that Y sound, it's like, why is that being contracted? But we'll see that in more poignant words. So now that I've successfully lost where I'm at, that's really good. But I was with C. Vsio sne ohotoi da koikak. I pros vali vnar ode starushu sestru radivui a menshuyu lane ivoi tak I poshlo radivaya da lane ivaya. So again, like the radivaya, right? You still get that Y sound there. That's not a good example. Kakto raz poshla star shaya sestra po vodu I your own ila vedro stalo vedro ot nost wait no not ot nosit ot berega radivaya voshla vvodyu I tolko vat ilas zadujku. That's an interesting one. Dujku. Kak ost up ilas I ug od ila vgluboki. So again, trying to carry that V sound. Vgluboki. Omute. Ot rela glaza. Что такое? На песчаном dne izba stoit. So that's like that one. I don't like the I don't know if that's a diphthong. I don't know how you'd pronounce that one. CTO. Well, again, I'm saying it in English, but stoit would be my guess. Zashla vizbu I vidit sidit na lavke starik. Again, like I said, super slow. Like I said, maybe we're going to bump it down to a first grader, maybe even less. Litso zalonoi glaza zelonu. Because again, the E, it's O, Otaba Yo. That's a band name, right? But Yo, it's kind of gets that O sound with the double dots. It's a different letter. It's not an accent on the E looking symbol. Boroda zelonaya ves zeloni zeloni. And so now, like when you have that ikratkayao, like I like when I'm articulating, when I'm writing in Cyrillic, I don't know if I just do the E with the ikratkayao or the U with the ikratkayao. Not really sure. Where am I at? Okay. Devushka privet livo pozdorovalas so star incom poklon ilas emu pojas cha te sprashivajet. And you'll see this, the A symbol and the E, that typically is never diphthong. It's because the E symbol is more like an A, 8. Oh my goodness, I'm losing where I'm at so fast. Oh my goodness, now I can't find where I'm at. Okay, so I might have skipped something, but the ayat, where is that at? Switching languages, man, it's so strange. Okay, we're at the cha tu. Again, like say that tu, like sound like I'm speaking French now, but the tu, I don't know how else you would say it. Sprash Eve ayet, vayet. That ayet is very common. Zeloni starik, ot kuda. Is derev in što na beregu. Prishla po vodu, ob ron ila vedro, stala dostavat da ost jup ilas, ivot Suda, suda. So now here's interesting, that su, this sound right here, is why I think people say, which I think is crazy, but when people say Portuguese sounds like Russian, I'm extremely well trained on Russian phonetics. I would say extremely well trained on Portuguese phonetics, effectively fluent enough in Spanish. But that su, and so it's like that ow, 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 su. I think that's the syllable that when people say, because to me Portuguese and Russian sound nothing alike. Like, I mean, you roll an R in Russian, you roll an R in Portuguese. Portuguese is, I mean, like I know too much about it for it to say that, but I think it's that su, ciuda. And they have like sol or siol or su, and so I think it's that, and they kind of like pair that to the ow, like the a o in Portuguese. But when people say Portuguese sounds like Russian, I don't know what you crackheads are talking about. But ciuda, popala, nu sad is otdohni, nej vanaya, gostya, a dievushka vidit, vizbe, ne pribrano, holodno. So the v and the z sound together is kind of difficult. Vziala, venik, podmela, izbu, pribrala, pech, zat op ila, potom vajet, может, еще, chogo, sdalat. Again, like I said a million times, we're really slow over here. But I'm just trying to, again, show how the things that stick out to me are this, like connecting the sounds, again, in a language that's not my native one. Holy cow, where are we at? Mojet esho, okay, we did that. Ekaya trudnica, rabotnica. Stupai ka koj podoi. Again, sometimes, again, if you see an H, it's the N sound, but I can't even, it's the E. Like now, like the text on here is not the text I'm used to seeing, so it's even a little slower than normal. Podoi, but that's the E sound, podoi. Viela, vziela. Dievushka, podonik. I poshla, sperva. Fleve. So, okay, so how we're going to do this one? The V sound into the H. Levu. Vhelevu. I don't know, I don't got nothing on that one. The chlevu, vchlevu. That's what I'm going with. Pribrala, suhoi, solom, kozam. And so like I air, like the again, that to me, that's just the E sound in French. Like solom. That's just how you would pronounce like parle. Kozam. Postelila, kopilta, vumia, not you, vumia, ni, tioploi, vodoi, pomyala, potom stala, doit da vsio, leskovo, prigovar ivala, stoite, kozenki. Kozenki. I knew that one. Stoite matushki. Because you'll hear me singing in Russian. I sing way more fluently, but I'm trying to read. I'm working on my reading. I'm trying to be less illiterate. Moloko, proc id ila. Procedila. Prin esla na stol. Postavila a zeloni. Starik shast, like shast, I think it's like 6 or something. Shast. Again, that V, the V sound of the H, that's throwing me. Chlave. Vchlave. Sprashivayet. U koz. Ne obidela. Li vas devica. Vek bil stakoi. Hojja ikoi. Žit da radovcia. Acia dovacia. Radovacia. Zabotlivaya. Leskovaya. Vorot ilasia on vizbu. Nali chasku. Moloka. Podayet. Radivui. Vipe, right? Like Sergey, like that the E ikratkayao is A. But like, so like E ikratkayao versus A ikratkayao, right? That gives you like the I, like A. The A looking symbol with ikratkayao gives you I, and then the E with the ikratkayao gives you A. So that's interesting. Now I've completely lost where I just was. Oh, okay. Vupe. Again, sorry, I'm sounding like a crackhead in French trying to speak Russian. Ne prostoi, eto, moloko, volshebnoi. So that's another thing. A lot of Russians will like slur the O, like horosho, to like harasho. I'm not really sure why that happens, but it does. But then some other Russians don't do that. So it's all confusing me. Vpila devitsa moloka I stala takaya krasavitsa shtone vzdumat ne vzgadat tolko vzkazke raskazat. A eto vot tebe podal e starik škatulku doma otkroiš. Oh my goodness, this is a long one. This is a big old chunk. Poblagodarila radivaya. Zalon ogo, starinka I tolko, vishla. And so then I might have an accent. Comment if I have some sort of accent, because I feel like I'm trying to pronounce these letters too strong, because Russian's a very like soft phonetic language. But like I said, if I'm bumping it down to a first grader. Izbil, kak och ut ilas na beregu ar Radom. So now this is a good example of the ya, where you kind of like, you don't really say the ya part. It's like Radom. But like to pronounce the ruyadom, it's too much. It would be there's no way that's gotta sound funny saying that. I vedro. Stoit. Zach pnudla. Vodu. I pošla domoj, a doma liš čerez porog переступила, отец, смотрю, и меньшая сестра гладят. So that's an interesting word, глядят. На нее во все глаза наглядеться не могут. So the AE, so this one, now what is this thing? E, A-E. I don't know what that is. Батушки, как я, ты стала красавица, говорила мать. Расскажи, поведай нам, что с тобой приключилось. We're getting through it, we're working. Радивая рассказала, как она побывала у зеленого старика в гостях и открыла. So now the R to the U, rula. I don't know how to say that without sounding French as shit. We don't want to say swear words in these videos, and French is that's krula. Шкат улку, что старик подарил и только открыла, как все так и ахнули. В шкат улке и душ эгрея парчовая собольями отроченная и сарофан атласни и башмаки с серебряными. Oh my goodness, that was a rough one. Серебряными. No idea. Пряжками и жемчуг, скатни и кошелек. Again, that's the S to the Z sound. Золотом. Увидала это ленивая и глаза у нее разгорелись. Разгорелись ногой. Топнула. Я тоже достану себе приданой у зеленого старика и побежала на берег. Прибежала, просила ведро в воду и сама вслед. Только ухватила ведро, как расступилась и оказалась в омуте. Зашла в избу, не поздоровалась, села на лавку и orit, zelo no mu, star iku, yaza podarkom, prishla. I know that one. Sperva nado tebe kos podoit. Uj. Right, so this would like this thing. Uj. Uj. What is that? That's a weird thing. I don't know. That jumped out at me. Uj. Posle. Eo pod arke. Pogovorim. Skala zeloni. Starik. Sne ohotoi. Poshla lenivaya. So that's another one, the v to the sound. Vhlevu. Raz drugoi. I know that one. Vilami. Vsolumu. Tknula. Kos pinkami. Vugol. Zagnala. Podoila koikak moloka ne procedila. Prinesla vijbu. Postavila. Podonik nastol. Azeloni starik poshol. I say again that ol gives me that owl. Like for whatever reason, it connects to owl, and that's why the Portuguese. I hate when people say that. Starik poshol. Again, the v to h. Vchlev. I sprashivayet koz. Kak devitsa. Pribiralas. Kak doila. Sam vidish kak pribiralas. Stoim vgrya. So how do we get this one? Let's take a second on this. Stoim vgraizi. Bigraizi is what I would say. But that's another good one with that ya in the middle of a word where you don't really get the Y sound. Or at least if you do, you probably sound goofy as shit. Stoim vgrazi. Grazi. That's what I'm going with. Po koleno. Nogami nas pinala a doila kak popalo. Vorot ilasia starik vizbu a lane ivaya emu. Davai skore podarok yadomoi torop lus nalil starik chasku moloka. Pay. I think it's just pay. Looks like it. Vupila lane ivaya I strazu stala durnushkoi. How do I again, I'm sure I'm overemphasizing these things, but like I said, obviously I don't read this naturally. Where was I at? Oh my goodness, where was I at? Yeah, this the d, da, not da, but d, u, r, n. Nushkoi, renushkoi, du renushkoi. Nos vityan ulsia. Vityanulsia. Izagnulsia. Kruchutkom. Chkom. Kruchkom. That word's throwing me the shto, and so like you get it's more of a like that kind of a sound with the ch thing. That's what it's called. Krushkom. Koja. Pojetela. Brovi. Kloch yami. Klochami. Povisla. Sli, not sla. Povisli. Podal, oh my goodness, we're almost there. Podal, starik, a škatulku, točt vtočt, takuju, že, kak I Radivui. Len Ivaya svatila, škat ulku, so star ikom, ne prostilas, pob ejala, podoi, no, domoi, not domoi. Adoma vtu rod moru poru. Nikogo ne slučilos in materi ni otca ni straše sestri len Ivaya kak tolko porog per estu ila tot shast tot shas Shkatulku ot rula. Again, don't know how to even say that, like to sound remotely naturally Russian. Ot krula. Datak I obmerla. V škatulke byli odni tolko ugly da zola. So that was the end of our lovely story. Again, nobody's watching that. But again, I'm working on my pronunciation. This Cyrillic is actually a different font than I'm typically reading, which does throw you even more than it already does. But we got through it. I have no idea what we were reading about. Again, I know some words, but it's just like, even the Russian that I do know, pairing it up to the syllables when I'm overemphasizing the phonetics. But I just wanted to practice. Obviously, like I said, somewhere around first grade was where I'd put myself. About what I expected. The new font kind of threw me. But it's something I'm going to do more often. I just wanted to get some out there with me, trying my pronunciations. And then I'll do ones where I actually go through it. And then I'll translate it as well. And to help you in just any aspects of learning other languages. But like for me on a personal level, if your English is better than whatever other languages, it doesn't matter. Like when you see a bunch of people speaking a bunch of different languages, I can do it, anybody can do it. You really just have to train your phonetics, like the ability to make sounds. So it's like I say I can speak any language, which is true. Like I can articulate any of the phonetics. Do I semantically know a bunch of languages? A good amount. I mean a lot. But it doesn't really matter. We're all talking about the same things. Everyone's talking about their families or their work or their profession, or it's all the same stuff. And so, but again, I'm pretty much out of things to do intellectually. So it's something I'm going to do more often. Obviously, that was very slow, but there's our baseline. We'll work on improvement. Like I said, I feel overall, I emphasized but I feel like I can get through it. Like I can feel like I can pair up all the letters to the sounds, and I can certainly, when I'm thinking or listening in Russian, I can articulate myself. Like I said, with the derivation, I don't even need to know what the semantics are. I can just connect the sounds. So that's what you're seeing me doing, and when you hear me speak or sing, because I sing in Russian quite a bit. But that is what I have for you today. That was a fun little exercise working on, associating the sounds to the letters. I do think I'm going to try to pick up probably Hindi. but another script. Like I'm obviously pretty competent in the Roman alphabet. My understanding of the Cyrillic alphabet, like I said, that's the speed I can read at. But like I said, I get the sounds that are represented by the letters. Same with the Greek. So I'll probably read in Greek as well. Any language represented by the Roman alphabet, I'll give it a shot. Anything represented by the Cyrillic alphabet, I'll give it a shot. Greek is the only language that uses the Greek alphabet. But there's even like things like Japanese and Korean. They don't look like, if you just simply take something like Japanese or Korean and say, I don't know what any of these symbols mean. But then you just start saying, what symbols look like what other symbols? What symbols do I see a lot of? And so it's really not that intimidating to look at the scripts without you're not natural to. Because again, you already know what everyone's saying. It's basically the same shit. And then the sounds, there's only so many of them. And then you just have to associate the sound to the letter. So I'll probably try to pick up, like, I don't know, Hindi maybe, but just another writing script. Just another thing for a personal exploration of learning stuff. But I had fun doing that. I guess, like I obviously said, my my level, my pace was, I'm sure if you're a native Russian speaker, it was painfully slow. But that's what it is, what it is. And so I had fun doing that. Don't know what we were talking about. It's a kid's story. So yeah, go ahead and leave a comment, roast me, I don't care. But I think I got most of the sounds kind of close enough. And certainly if you were reading along with me, you can see where I'm stumbling. But I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Learning Language.